conference preview series adds another single bid league to the list. Oh, what's that? Off in the distance? Oh, it's where the land meets the sky. That's right. It's Horizon League night, baby. And El Capitan joins me right now to broaden our thoughts on the conference. Recording live from somewhere. This is One and Done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that One and Done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball information. And we're powered by the galaxy's greatest website, and that's drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich. And if you didn't know, now you know. I'm the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Find me on X at Dr. William Cannon. But do yourself a favor and follow this man first. Around these parts, he's known as El Capitan himself, the captain of the One and Done ship. He does the ship, I do the train. Follow him on X at MC Holland34, the OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, what it do?
What to do, my friend? We're checking off another one off the list, man, doing all 31 conferences. And here we go. First week in August, right? We've already done America East, A-Sun, Big Sky, Big South. And this is a conference that I love to cover each and every year. It's just kind of all over the place. And, you know, we have some fun teams, and they've done some damage, which we'll talk about in the tournament to some of the bigger names out there. So, happy to be here tonight, man, and looking forward to chopping it up with the Horizon League.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Horizon League fans, make sure you hop in the live chat. And if you're watching later, after, of course, you hit that subscribe button, hop in the comments and let us know what you think about your league, about your team, and, your general thoughts on the league at large. You could just also hop into the live chat right now like our guy Darren has. You know, Darren already right away, he has his notification bells on, reading up Robert Morris's Wikipedia page. Apparently, Mike, Robert Morris was on the $10 note in the 1800s. Shout out to Darren.
Yeah,
always bringing the heat.
We'll have to fact check, maybe.
Hey,
who cares?
Why not? Look, I bet, why would Darren lie to us? You know,
why would he do that?
Why would he do that? Who knows? But either way, it's good to see Darren in the live chat. And we hope you join him there as well. At One and Done CBB is where you can find our show page over on X and all the socials for that matter. Just search us at WONANDDONECBB. Spell it out for you there so you can do it nice and easy. Hit the follow button, man, especially when the season rolls around and our bets start to roll out, our best plays for the DFS straights, our core fours that we put out, you know, before the MC Holland 34 invitationals on DraftKings, and we invite the One and Done universe to play in a friendly contest for a few bucks. Hit all those buttons because we're doing all the conference previews now. We're covering the league year round. The league. We're covering
a big league.
College basketball year round, of course, is what I mean. And so hit all those buttons and follow your broskies. Might as well do it. At The Real Napier pushing the buttons tonight, the Hall of Famer CC Hustle doing his thing. And then at Fantasy Nav, Eric the Blue, the best fantasy follow this side of the Mississippi, getting the graphics ready for you tonight as well. All right, without further ado, it's Horizon League time, Mike, and we're going to go straight to, give us your thoughts. I mean, man, did you have any thoughts on this league before we really break it down into our tiers?
Yeah, man. This has been a pretty balanced conference. I mean, only one sub 300 offense last year on Ken Palm. 3 sub 300 defenses, but overall, it was pretty balanced from both ends of the floor, which you'd love to see. That also creates a lot of parity within the league from year to year. So a lot of history with this conference. So we've seen the old spoilers come out of here. Cleveland State, a little bit of history here, made the Sweet 16 in 1986 as the first ever 14 seed to do so. And then Milwaukee got to the Sweet 16 in 2005 under some guy named Bruce Pearl. And then we all remember recently old Oakland there, not Oakland out west, but Oakland up north, had that sweet victory over Kentucky, which I'm sure if Peanut Butter Posse is listening, he's probably now tuned out. But some really good upsets, and this league is typically hunted by the transfer portal. A lot of the mid-majors that we talk about, obviously we see a lot of movement, but this is one that every single year the top players typically head off to the Power 5 ranks, and we saw that with guys like Jalen Jackson, goes from PFW to Butler, Alvaro Folgueras goes from Robert Morris to Iowa, Brandon Noel goes from Wright State to Ohio State this offseason, and Jermichael Stillwell landing at UCF after a really nice season with Milwaukee, man. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite leagues to cover because there is a lot of parity, and because we do – what better than to have parity in a league and then that team goes in and creates some havoc in March? Like it feels like a lot of fun.
That's the way to go, man. We wish all the leagues were like that for sure. And yeah, you talked about Robert Morris losing people. Like they lost their whole starting 5 to the portal, man. Like everybody is gone. Just absolutely just annihilated. And you know, the talent was there last year, obviously. Won the regular season crown, did Robert Morris. Also knocked off Youngstown State in the Horizon tournament to get that auto bid. Mike, that game against Alabama, probably closer than a lot of people expected as well. Gave them a run for it there, 90-81. Obviously, Alabama had themselves a nice run in the tourney. But, I mean, yeah, these conferences, even when they play, there's a couple of conferences already that we've covered that we've sort of said I feel like are at their ceiling right now. And the Horizon League feels like that 16th out of 31 conferences in Ken Palm's strength schedule last year, Mike. That feels sort of like at the tippy top, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's a ceiling performance, man, for sure. That was a great league with great players last year. And anytime you see a mid-major closing in on the lower teens, that means that they were doing some business for sure.
No doubt about it. Good stuff. All right, before we get to those tiers, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Show your broskies in basketball some love. Over 1,550 of your closest hoophead friends. Join us all on the ride and push that notification bell as well. All right, let's get to it now. The low, mid, and high tiers. The low tier, I like to call it the foundation of the league. You know, we don't want to say anybody's down low.
We'll just label it that way, but we'll talk about it in nicer light.
I mean, but, you know, maybe my words can just say something else other than what's on the screen. How about that? So that foundational tier, we'll say it, the low tier there. We're going to lead off. I'll lead off with Detroit Mercy. Mark Montgomery taking over a 1-win program. This win. 1-win program. Injected some life into it, man. 8 wins overall. So obviously, I mean, there was nowhere to go but up, really. I mean, almost. But 8 wins.
Hey, it's 8 times better.
It's a start. That's math right there. And we don't even like math on this show. 4 wins came in the conference. Now, year 2, pivotal, right? He's bringing back 6 of his top 7 rotation players, including Orlando Lovejoy, 16.5 points, 4.5 boards, 4 dimes per game as well. So Lovejoy going to put on that cape and try to fly the Titans to some victories here. But the problem is that when you bring back 6 of the top 7 rotational players, when you were one of the worst teams in the country in offensive efficiency, sometimes, you know, something doesn't really necessarily stir the Kool-Aid, right? So we'll see if that experience and that tightness, that closeness, that familiarity can pay off and turn into more development for this program. But it's really tough to project a team that went from 1 win overall to 4 wins in the conference last year, 4-16, to be anywhere but the bottom right now. It's just hard to envision them taking that jump even to that next tier, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, like that would be a significant jump, right? Going up to like 8, 9, 10 wins. That would have to have significant improvement in the offensive area, and they weren't that much better defensively. So you have to like what Montgomery did. I mean, what a job to just, take this type of program and inject some life into it, like you said. But we got 3 other teams down here in the foundation tier. IU Indy, the Jaguars, 6 wins last year in conference. This is a program reset under new head coach Ben Howlett. They parted ways with Paul Casero due to a player conduct investigation. So not a lot of fun there. But Howlett's coming over from D2 powerhouse West Liberty, and he's bringing 4 of his former players. So a lot of familiarity for him there, especially standout guard here, Kyler DiAgostino. Look, there's talent here, but implementing a new culture in year one probably going to be pretty tough, and probably going to keep these guys in the lower half of the standings for sure. You got the Norse out there in northern Kentucky, 11 wins in the conference, so 11-9 last year, but we're projecting them to fall down here, and that is a tough projection because Coach Darren Horn has never finished below 500 in his 6 years, so we're going out on a little bit of a limb, but I think we have a good reason. Brand new roster, largely D2, JUCO, high school guys. You got one name to really watch here that could maybe pull them back up to this mid-tier. That's Cal State Fullerton transfer Donovan O'Day, 13 points per game, and that was in a really tough Big West last year. So it wouldn't be surprising to see Coach Horn find a way to get this team back to 8, 9, 10 wins, but there's just too many unknowns, and we have a lot more knowns. But that's a team to kind of watch out for here in this conference. And look, the Green Bay Phoenix, Jay, that's our boy, old Mr. Gottlieb, Coach Gottlieb there, man. Only 2 wins, but look, he lost his star player last year, Anthony Roy, to an injury, and well, unfortunately, he jumped in the portal and is now at Oklahoma State after averaging 1 billion points in a few games. But they're going to return a couple of key players like Marcus Hall and Preston Rudiger. But defensively, they've got a lot of concerns, and there's not a clear path to major improvement unless your boy Gottlieb can find some answers pretty fast, and maybe he could do that on his radio show and maybe let us know before the season here.
Just unnecessary. No, but it's very true. And I can't, obviously we're having fun here with Coach Gottlieb, but, it didn't exactly do him any favors last year, and it is going to be hard to project them to make a jump this year as well. Good stuff. Let's see what else is going on in the live chat. Oh, Darren, let's see. Horizon adds Northern Illinois this season. That's next year. Northern Illinois will be on for the 26-27
26-27
season in there. But yeah, math does suck, Darren, as well. Yeah,
we bring back 6 of your 7 players.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, no, there's a lot of truth.
Kind of,
right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's 2 ways it can go, right, Jay? I mean, they can improve together, or it can be more of the same of what you saw last year.
Johnny K hopping in. Good to see Johnny K in there with his Northern Kentucky take here. Odin and Thor can't be low tier. Go Norse.
Okay, so he's calling some of these D2 and JUCO guys to come in here. And we're letting you know right now, Johnny K.
Plant your flag, Johnny K. There's
no way we're wrong. There's no way it will not end up like this, like we're showing you. So,
I'm pretty sure Johnny K, these tiers lock it in forever. This is what it will look like. It's science. Okay, so
science rules.
We'll see how. Well, unfortunately, there's math and science. But anyways, that's another show. Good stuff there. Good to see Johnny K in the chat as well. Join Johnny and Darren after hitting that subscribe button. Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Do the whole world a favor. I mean, in this world, what else would we rather be doing than pushing a subscribe button on YouTube for your favorite college basketball program? And that's one and done. I mean, push the button. Appreciate it for sure. Thanks for joining us. Hit the buttons, hit the comments, do all that stuff. All right, let's get to the old mid tier here. And there's nothing mid about the Purdue Fort Wayne mascot, the Mastodons. I mean, that's high quality stuff.
Pterodactyl. Oh wait, okay, wrong show.
And Coach Kaufman out there at this group knocking on the door of an NCAA tournament bid down the stretch, but this kind of feels like more of a reset, I think, Mike. They lost 3 of their most impactful players in program history with Rasheed Bello, who out of eligibility, Jalen Jackson, who's now suiting up for Butler, and then Eric Mulder hanging out in the Big 12 at Iowa State. Jackson and Bello were first-team all-conference. What you do have returning, though, Corey Hadnot and Maximus Nelson. That's about 17, 18 points there per game of production returning. That's the shooting that they need on this team. But really, I think for a lot of the heavy lifting, it's Mikhail Stevenson and DeAndre Craig, the backcourt duo transferring in. Stevenson from Grambling and Craig hanging out, with the Mastodons now. So what do you think? 9-11 win team here, like in the conference, that 12-8 last year, Mike, but it just sort of feels right. I mean, really the definition of the mid-level here in terms of a projection.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the parity in this conference, man. Because like, how tough is it that we just put Northern Kentucky, it's never been below 500, in the low tier. We got Purdue Fort Wayne, who just like finds guys and it looks so good. And they got some guys coming in. We got them down, taking a step back. So we're taking some shots here, man. You like to joke around that this is correct, but when you have a league like this, I mean, it's just going to be every night, man. Like, there's not a lot of blowout games in this conference. I think there was 26 out of 31 on KenPom as far as like a blowout percentage. So every game is going to be super tight, and we could see people sliding up and down this tier chart as we go through the season, man. But yeah, I mean, that's where we like PFW, and then you got Cleveland State here, Wright State, Milwaukee. Teams that have all been at the top of this conference in the last 3-4 years, and you got 3 straight 21-win seasons, as Darren mentioned earlier. What happened with Cleveland State and some of their players. Well, Coach Robinson, he is now at North Texas. Gets a mention here. Here we go. North Texas getting a mention. We're not quite there yet with that with that preview, but what a great job he did at Cleveland State. 14-6 in the conference last year. Rob Summers here is going to come back. He was a Cleveland State assistant from 2019 to 2022, so he's going to take over and complete rebuild for this program. I mean, you got some notable newcomers. I mean, you got Akron forward Isaac Harris, pretty productive out there in the old Maction. You have Western Carolina guard Ice Emery. He averaged nearly 10 points per game. Kind of a wait and see situation for me, but I think that Summers is going to keep them pretty competitive during league play. We look at Wright State, man. Year one under Clint Sargent, who replaced longtime coach Scott Nagy, ended with kind of a rare sub 500 record for this program, man. And it doesn't really get any easier because we mentioned Brandon Noel. He's off to Ohio State. Alex Ubrexty is headed over to Bradley, which we'll talk about. That move, which is going to be really nice for Bradley. Solomon Callahan, man, averaged nearly 7 points per game. Some of these guys that they had on the bench last year are going to step into much bigger roles, and we'll see how they're able to perform with some more minutes and some more usage here. I really like what they've done in the portal, though. You're bringing in Mary McFord, Brian Atunmu. He had averaged 8 points and 6 rebounds per game, and a pretty solid player on the defensive end. You got Vermont guard wing Sam Alamutu. He averaged 6 points per game, and we know that that's a solid program out there in the America East. So, modest progress. I just feel like 8, 9, 10 wins, maybe 11, right? If everything kind of clicks right, is kind of the ceiling for Wright State. And you got Milwaukee, man. This is tough, man. 14-6 last year. You got Coach Bart Lundy. I mean, he's basically done everything this program could have asked for in the first 3 years that he's been there, except get to the NCAA tournament, win that Horizon League tournament. I mean, they've won 12-plus conference games in the 3 years that he's been there, 20-plus games overall every single year. And I hate to call for a step back, but look who they lost, Jay. Demis Folks, Eric Pratt, Jermichael Stillwell, who we mentioned earlier, AJ McKee, Kentrell Pullian. All these guys averaged over double figures last year. And it's just hard to imagine like a bunch of freshmen transfers coming in to fill all these holes. That's 4 starters and a 6th man. The one lone starter that's coming back is Faison Fields. He's been around for a while. 7 points, 5 boards. So you can have like that stability on the interior. But it's going to be up to these transfers, man. It's going to make a difference here from Milwaukee. Seth Hubbard comes in from Toledo, really solid player. Amar Aguilar, kind of a weird situation with him at Fresno. He's going to be a really good player for them. They're going to have to fill this backcourt void, man. And then also a player to look at, Danilo Jovanovic, who he's kind of an X factor. He could have a breakout season at that forward position, which could vault them into a high tier. But this is another team, man, where we're projecting a little bit of a step back. That could be pretty competitive, but I think it's because we really, really like what these 3 teams at the very top have to offer.
That's the thing, is that when it comes to some of these rankings and how we divide this up, it's not necessarily just like, oh, there's high, mid. This is obviously very subjective, but the 3 teams that we're about to talk about, Mike, we definitely feel like are just that one step above Can Milwaukee get there? And yes. I mean, I don't think that it's too far fetched to say. Like you said, I mean, like the portal taketh and the portal giveth. And what do you do with that? How do you adjust as a coaching staff? Lundy's a good coach, man. Like it's a good program. Milwaukee's a team that nobody in the horizon wants to go on the road and play. Like it is what it is. So can they make that jump? Maybe so. Hope Panther fans aren't too upset about us having them in the mid-tier, but let us know if you are in the live chat or the comments if you're watching later on. And when we got into that old mid-tier, Mike, that's when the liveliest live chat in all of college hoops started to take off with our guy, CT Huggin, the OG,
What
one
up,
of the OGs
Cam?
in the chat. Our guy Cam is in there. Howdy. Good to see you in there. It is going to be a fun league for sure. And
Riley's
Cam
back
his
too.
props there with the all-time leadingest winning MC Holland 34 Invitational being in the chat. But yeah, shout out Riley. I saw you up there. We flashed it up there. Good to see you, Riley. Another stalwart of the chat as well. Now, Darren, before we move on to the high tier, the Chupacabra, like, depending on who you ask, man, like, it's
You can
not,
ask me.
I mean, what are your encounters?
Well, one of my good friends in college. I mean, granted, it was like 2 a.m. and it was college. He was he was he had out in the field. I don't know what we were doing. Anyway, he comes running back to the car. He really had to pee, and said he saw one chasing him, and we just took So I mean, we weren't driving or anything, but it was anyway. That let's move on. We're about to get to the good part of this.
Broski thought he was gonna get his trouser snake bitten off by a coyote or something, but who knows? 2 a.m.
He swears to this day it was a chupacabra.
All the good stuff happens after 2 a.m. anyway. Good stuff there, Darren. You're always one to bring the heat, and you're also the best one at getting us off track, and we appreciate every bit of it, nonetheless. All right, hit those like and subscribe buttons, notification bells. Let's get to the high tier, Mike. High, so high. And it would be difficult for me to discuss Horizon League and Oakland basketball without feeling like I just need to put them in the high tier of this conference. Greg Campy, how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 715 wins, okay?
Yeah, it's a lot.
And this talking about teams that nobody wants to line up and play, even though they went 11-9 in this conference last year, that doesn't mean that they didn't beat people up on a night in and night out basis. Obviously, Mukeba not being there anymore, that's a big loss for them. But Tabaru Nevalu, see,
my favorite name to say, my favorite Horizon name. There you go.
Nevalu, there we go. Coming back. Obviously a very talented big man in his own right. Naval LaRua, we got it there. Joined by Jacksonville State transfer Michael Hogue. Now, this is what they're hoping. I don't know if it's going to be the same as Mukeba, but obviously you're hoping to sort of lock down that best front court tandem moniker if you're the Grizzlies. And we'll see if they can do it. We'll see if they can get physical. UT Arlington transfer guard Brody Robinson taking over lead guard duties. So a fresh face sort of captaining that ship there. But just like any other Greg Campy team, Mike, they're just going to grind you down, and every single night just make you earn everything that you get from them. And there's really just a tough out in general. So I love the Grizzlies in this high tier.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough not to have them in the high tier, right? And we're gonna put a 15-win team and a 13-win team from last year up in this high tier again, and they're kind of different. Like you look at Robert Morris, the Colonials here, man, and this high tier has some of the toughest names to to pronounce. So forgive us if we make a mistake or two here. But
Naval LaRua, I got it in again.
There you go. But they're obviously coming off a strong season. We talked about them earlier, getting the double-double right, almost beating Alabama. Unfortunately, they lost their entire starting 5 to the transfer portal, including one of Cam's favorites here. You got the star forward Olivera Fulgetis going over to Iowa. But look, still got Coach Andy Toole. He dug deep into this transfer portal. I like this NC A&T transfer big man, Nikolaus Chidikudis, who averaged 11 and 9, kind of a reliable two-way presence for them. And then they got an inter-conference transfer here in IU Indy player here, Deshaun Good, who averaged 8 points, 6 boards, shot 36% from three. So he's going to be able to, to hit the glass and space the floor for them. And really the key to the ceiling getting up there is we believe that some of these D2 guys are going to make some things happen. You got Albert Vargas, Cam Wilds. If they can make that transition to go with these two front court guys, like you also have Ryan Prather there, who's very experienced, going to be able to stretch the floor. So, this team has a lot of upside. I think if there's maybe one team, right, we're banking on the coaching, right, from Coach Sewell here, but I just think the floor is really high, probably one of the higher floors in the conference. I do like them to be balanced, offensively and defensively, which when you're in a league with a ton of parity, it's kind of nice to have stability to be able to count on both ends of the floor. Like that's kind of a key thing to drawing up a big floor here. But yeah, if there's one of these teams that's gonna jump up and get them, like a Milwaukee, like we were talking about earlier, or a PFW, right? Like it would probably be Robert Morris. Obviously a completely different roster. So we're banking on some of these guys, and obviously the coaching to really matter here. And you got Youngstown State. Look, you got new head coach Ethan Faulkner. Is gonna try to keep this momentum rolling. Hey, they took some portal hits as well, but they're bringing back some key pieces. You got Jason Nelson. He averaged 8 points, 3 assists, so he's going to have that stability at the point guard position, which you like. You got Chris Carroll, who averaged 9 points and 5 boards at a forward position, so he's a really reliable presence for them. And then you kind of like what they did in the portal, like Houston Christian guard Bryson Dawkins. Obviously, is a little bit of a step up here from Houston Christian here, but he averaged 15 points per game, so he's going to be some of that scoring. And then you have Tennessee Martin forward Vladimir Salaridze, who averaged 11 points, 8 boards, and he shot 36% from three. So some bigs that can really shoot on both of these teams on Youngstown State here and Robert Morris. I think Youngstown State's going to have some versatility to be able to match up with all the teams here in this conference, and I think they have the talent to kind of stay near the top of the standings. But like we mentioned, Jay, we were joking earlier, man, like this is a conference where you could see a high team end up in the low, a low team end up in the mid, a mid team end up in the high. Like we got the Norse down there in the low tier. Like that just speaks to how much, if you don't watch Horizon League basketball, man, it's been for the last like 5 years, I've just enjoyed this. I've watched every single conference tournament game that they play. It's just been a fun league.
Johnny K thinks it's a fun league. At least he thinks that Youngstown State's always getting these right, of course. But before that, you brought up, Robert Morris, obviously, Mike, for the St. John's fans like Johnny K is, the old 2014 run in there. That's probably a little PTSD there. But Johnny K joined us tonight.
Saying earlier.
Despite it, what a guy. Way to hop in there, Johnny K. Always good to see you, and for contributing in the live chat as well. Youngstown State, Robert Morris, and Oakland up in the high tier. Milwaukee, Wright State, Cleveland State, and Purdue, Fort Wayne in the old mid tier. And down there, the foundation of the league, the low tier, Detroit Mercy, IU, Indianapolis, Northern Kentucky Norse. That's right. Down there, they do have a cool court, but unfortunately, they're in our low tier. And Green Bay Phoenix, the Green Bay Phoenix as well.
Whoa, Riley, I don't know. Tell us, man. Tell us why in the comments, my man. Is it Gottlieb? Maybe a Gottlieb buying some fans with some NIL money, or
did we fact check if Robert Morris on the $10 was on the $10
No, we didn't. I don't think
we're doing it real fast. Here we go. Let's see. we're fact checking this live. It is correct. It looks like he was on like a $10 or 10 Morris silver note. There we go. Shout out to Darren, man.
The heat at the top.
Always, man. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Your college basketball and your history. What else do you want?
This is the cross section of America. Everything meets right here at One and Done. It all meets in the live chat right here. Riley saying Green Bay's going to win the conference. Darren letting us know that Robert Morris signed the Declaration of Independence. I don't know if that's true, but he was on a $10 note for sure, 10 silver, whatever. It's a Morris silver $10. This is what you get here on One and Done, along with some of the best college basketball coverage in all the land. At One and Done CDB on all the socials, at Fantasy Nav. Eric the Blue getting you the graphics tonight. He's the best fantasy follow this side of the Mississippi. Pushing the buttons tonight, our guy at the Real Napier, pardon me, over on X. The Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle, our guy Nape, pushing the buttons. Good job tonight, Nape. Ryan Osterman. Ryan, good to see our guy from Bracket Bids over there. Ryan hopping in there. Always good to see Ryan in the live chat as well. Does Doug survive another year at Green Bay? Not if he goes 2-18 in the conference, Ryan.
This chat's going to go off if we start keep talking about
Why
that.
not? That's why we're here.
There we go. Oh, no, Darren shut it down.
Johnny letting his opinion known as well. Go Mean Green, Darren, in the live chat there as well. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. This was the Horizon League One and Done preview. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons, notification bell, so you don't miss any of these previews. What's next on the agenda, Mike? Who we got coming up?
We did not do this conference last year, so looking forward to talking about it. I believe in a couple of days. I think I'll be back on Thursday. It's the old Ivy League. So we talk about all 8 teams that are in the Ivy League. So we'll be here for 15 minutes. But still.
Eric told us he was disappointed that we're actually covering the Ivy League because it was sort of our gimmick that we just never did it, and now we're actually covering the Ivy League. So shout out to the Ivy League. I'm sure there'll be some riveting conversation that night for sure. Cam will be here, and so will Darren. I imagine Johnny K might shop in. Riley will be here too, most likely. Everybody's going to come and hang out with us. Yeah, bring your Encyclopedia Britannica or your BlackBerry or whatever it is that you do on your technology. I don't know.
The safe word will be continuity in the.
Let's get out of here before it goes off the rail anymore. That man right there on your screen, he's El Capitan. That's the captain of the One and Done ship at MC Holland 34 on X. Make sure you give him a follow for all the best college basketball, WNBA, and Sabrina Carpenter tweets. Make sure you follow him for all of that. And follow me as well. Dr. William Cannon over there on X. Good to see you all in the live chat. Good to see you in the comments as well. Push all those buttons. Tell somebody you love them. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. My name is JAYHEINRICH. Come again. Peace.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.